Kingdom Come Deliverance is still your personal game of the year still, but that might change depending on how good the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake will be. I will not get sunlocked into this argument, but I will say the following. I do not care how good a remake is. It is not worthy of a fucking game of the year. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. Yours truly, awful. I mean, I wouldn't say ass, right? Like, everybody jerks off to Kojima. Like, you see that on YouTube a lot. Like, oh, how Kojima predicted the future with Metal Gear Solid 2. And I'm like, okay, maybe. I still haven't played the game. Didn't dissect it entirely, but that's what everybody, like, glazes Kojima about. Like, okay. I can entertain the idea that, or sorry, a lot of people think that Kojima and fucking Miyazaki are like overpraised directors within the gaming space. But I would say, for the most part, it's pretty valid. You don't get a Kojima every day, just like you don't get a Miyazaki every day. It's just the fan base and like the people around them, like treat them like God. Like those are faultless, flawless fucking beings. That's what I hate. I think that's where the hate is stemming from, Zoot. DLC doesn't deserve Game of the Year? Yeah, that too. When fucking Shadow of the Erdtree got nominated for Game of the Year, I'm like, what the fuck are we smoking? Like, I don't know what kind of crack Jeff Keighley was smoking that year, but I'm like, it must be some really good shit, man. But it even opened my eyes that some people were actually debating the fact that Shadow of the Erdtree should be nominated Game of the Year. And it's pretty valid. And I'm like, yeah, sure, you can make the fucking argument that it's like a whole game inside a game. I do not give a fucking shit. It's an extension of a fucking game. It doesn't matter. You lose this argument. It's not a game. It's an extension. Case in point. This is where the conversation starts. This is where it fucking ends. Do not throw these fucking semantics at me. We've been down that fucking path before. Yeah, it was bigger than fucking Astrobot. Fuck, Metaphor is big. There's a lot of games bigger than Astrobot. But guess what? If it's not Sony, you're not winning. It's not a fucking conspiracy. I did not mean to shoot. There we go. We almost fucked up, but we covered somehow. I rolled right into this shit instead of waiting. Yeah, guess what? Some Destiny expansions were supposed to be in the sequel of the supposed mythical Destiny. That never fucking happened. Now, regardless of that, like, the validity of that claim, whether it's true or not, that still does not justify it. I do not care about, like, the development process, whether it's supposed to be in a separate game or, like, an extension of the game. It came out as an extension. It came out as DLC. Therefore, it is DLC. By the way, you could just name it DLC of the year. I would have been happy. I would not have been, like, you know, discussing this with anybody. But the fact that it got nominated as Game of the Year instead of, like, DLC of the year is where, like, I draw the fucking line. Yeah, true. He's right. 100%. This guy is fucking based. Thank you, Huey. Yeah, like Silent Hill, Final Fantasy VII, I don't care. Okay, great games. A lot of people love to fucking jerk off to these games and glaze them giga hard, but I'm like, yeah, no, they don't deserve Game of the Year. I'm sorry. They're remakes. Oh my fucking god, that was like fucking instant, man. I'm dead, aren't I? Oh, but I might as well be.
摘星，无光掠影，退下，区区凡人，竟以为能与吾抗衡？无光掠影。
Really enjoying the Final Fantasy VII remake up until you get to the slums, and then the game totally went away from the original, and you got bored really quickly. This is coming from a guy that has probably played the OG. I have finished the OG like 2 days ago. I think it's a great game. And a lot of people are upset that like I didn't put it highly. I didn't put it above Metaphor and other JRPGs that I played. But I'm just like, I don't think like, sure, the remake probably improved a lot of elements of the original. I just think if I want to like give a decisive review, I would give it to the original product, not the remake product.
终于来了！
By the way, welcome in nice semicolon. Oh, we're out of gun. No. You wanna like not hug the tree? You tree hugging bitch!
退下！不与凡人有几分本事。
Oh, let's go. We got a stagger, baby. Get it, baby.
散步，退下！区区凡人，
Oh, I should have fucking known. Why did I charge a heavy there? Game of the year is nothing more than a glorified opinion? I don't think that's the case, no. Like, at the end of the day, like, Game of the Year is what is the game to you. But, I mean, me personally, I vote every year. Like, there's a lot of titles that are worthy of the Game of the Year. Elden Ring is obviously, like, one of them. Baldur's Gate 3. The list goes on. Remake seems super half-assed anyhow. I mean, I heard there's a lot of additional content and a lot of, like, context provided compared to the original. It's just, like, how much shit is added and changed to where, like, it feels so different from the original product that I can't even, like, compare the two. Because a remake is supposed to be faithful to the original product and not, like, just completely overhauled to the point where you just cannot even recognize it anymore. 12-hour stream, you came in this morning, you became a Wu Shang. I have indeed. Look at these knees. But also, welcome back, Films. Hope you're enjoying your vacation. Say that you showed you a lot of remakes from games you played back in the day. Silent Hill 2 and Resident Evil 2 were brilliant, but I'm not sure how you would feel about Game of the Year not nominees for remakes. I came in when you were mentioning that. Perfect timing. Yeah, I don't agree with remakes being nominated for Game of the Year. I mean, my personal favorite game was Persona 3. Any version of that game. And I'm so glad that it did not get nominated. And I would have been pissed just as much as Arthur over here if it got nominated for Game of the Year. What's also is confusing remakes and remasters. Remakes are fundamentally different games, whereas remasters are faithful and just graphical overhauls. Not necessarily the case. So Silent Hill 2 is a good example. Yeah, it's a like the story is largely the same. The only different thing is it's a piece of shit running on Unreal 5 with a lot of fucking frame rate issues. And obviously it's over the shoulder, yada yada yada. You get more guns, you get more enemies to fucking kill, etc, etc, etc. But it's effectively the same product. It tells the same story, just from different developers, same publisher. No, you wouldn't have, you would have. No, no, no. Unlike a lot of people, I adhere to my standards. I will shit on Atlas, and I will shit on Jeff Keighley and everybody if that were the case and it actually got nominated for Game of the Year. I truly think no remake / remaster should ever be nominated, period. It can get awards, I don't mind, but it should never be nominated for Game of the Year. PlayStation 6, Last of Us 1 and 2 Super... That will fucking happen. I fucking guarantee you. They're gonna pull a Bethesda, by the way. They're completely gonna pull a bit. Like, I mean, how many times has The Last of Us... Like, The Last of Us is a fucking PS3 game. It came out like fucking a Stone Age ago. And they have just been remastering, remaking the remaster, remake edition of the fucking game. There's like 5 separate fucking versions that they made Rockstar and Bethesda look like fucking rookies, for fuck's sake.
终于来了。
God fucking damn it.
无光为影，区区
Of
凡
course this
人。
happens. Same with DLC or no, a lot of people didn't like Shadow of the Earth for being nominated. Yeah, I didn't like that either. I think like had nominated for like different awards, perfectly fine. Nominated for like DLC of the year, perfectly fine. Nominated Game of the Year, I'm like, nope, this is where we draw the line. It's like the equivalent of saying, oh, your steering wheel is a car. It's not a fucking car. You need the car to use a steering wheel. I know, bad analogy, but just entertain this. Food for thought. So when you're entertaining the discussion of DLC being Game of the Year, this is what I think of. Otherwise, imagine Ubisoft with all those creepy Assassin's Creed could endlessly win, so it would be unfair. Yeah, that too. Like, people love Assassin's Creed. So imagine if, like, one of the old Assassin's Creed that got fucking remastered or remade just got nominated unfairly or fairly, depending on how you look at it. Which, in my opinion, would be just unfair, plain out.
因果时律，起逆感。
Yeah, I would say so. And in a way, like, DLC is like expected at this point. And in FromSoft's defense, people were begging. Everybody was just on fucking Twitter and like on YouTube. It's just like, please give us the DLC. And Miyazaki's like, oh fuck. Not Miyazaki, but like, it's sentimental. It's just like, we've already made a big ass game with good epilogue. Open-ended it is. Big ass fucking game. So much deep fucking lore. And the people were like, not enough, not enough, not enough. Give us DLC. And obviously, like, they would have to oblige because that's just, it's free fucking money. Like, Bandai Namco were practically swimming in money. Yeah. They're just flipping assets, but I mean, you can make the case for like any big studio out there, like with Call of Duty. Like Call of Duty had its overhaul in Modern Warfare 2019 with their new engine, and that was about it. You've been the whole day on this boss and still no result? No, this is a different boss. I mean, I made it to this boss like maybe an hour ago. You're a big Sekiro fan, and people still ask why didn't we get DLC? I mean, didn't Sekiro like I think the DLC for that game is like what, boss rush mode? I don't know if you saw Alpha, but sorry, is now Sony's now hiring to make more stuff multi-platform. I mean, that's a good thing. We're getting away from exclusives. Like, the only bad thing is like Sony is still like pulling that rope to where, oh yeah, we're gonna release it to other platforms. It's just gonna take a long fucking time. But Microsoft had that power play with their new Xbox Rogue Ally, to where people can effectively run Steam, and like whatever game PlayStation comes out with that they publish to Steam a year or so later, people that effectively have the Xbox handheld device can just play the Sony title on an Xbox device, which sounds like heresy. But then again, you're gonna get like Halo Infinite on PlayStation and the Indiana Jones game that nobody gives a fuck about, and Forza on it. I mean, who the fuck in chat here gives a fuck about Forza being on PlayStation? I really don't. Now, call me an elitist when I say this. I just think it's really fucking wrong to have Halo on PlayStation. As much as I would love for the PlayStation players to enjoy the epicness of Halo, the Master Chief Collection, the beautiness, outside of 4, of course. Fuck 4. 4 is dead to me. Outside of, like, past Reach, Halo is fucking dead. Don't even argue with me. I'm sorry. It just sounds wrong to play Halo on a PlayStation. That's too goddamn. I fucking know, man. God fucking damn it. Halo sucks anyway. Gears is a real series. L-Tick. L-Tick. Ban this guy. Fuck. That's what I think when most people think DLC, they think more base game content and story, but it was basically just boss rematches and Gauntlet. Yeah. And you know what? It's justified considering the fact that it's free. So like the expectation is low to begin with, right? So like people aren't really setting like this high expectations like, oh, it's free DLC. Like it's the same thing with Elden Ring. So like before we actually got like Shadow of the Earth free, we had like what I don't know if it was necessarily considered the DLC when they gave us the Coliseum update, and it was practically just like PvP. Because we were practically doing like Pontiff Fight Club where we would go to like behind Raya Lucaria and do PvP there, and then they gave us the update and we could do actual fucking PvP. Because FromSoft spent like a lot of money and time making the game, but they forgot that, oh wait, we need a PvP update. And you know, people wrote it off as, oh, FromSoft is very generous, they're giving us a free DLC. It's like, no, they just don't want you to do the same shit that you've been doing in Dark Souls 3, to where you would go behind Pontiff and just fight there instead. That's just me. Gears, Halo all day. Honestly, you know what? Good for you. Gears is also pretty fucking based. You're there for the cheap shot at the Earth 3 was for the price. You feel like you ripped FromSoft off. You can't believe they gave us so much. Yeah. I mean, that's how I felt when I initially played Elden Ring. I'm like, yeah, I paid $60, but holy shit. I felt like I got more out of the $60 because I have spent over 1,000 hours playing the game. And I was just like, holy shit, there's just so much shit to do. Like, the replayability aspect of Elden Ring. Like, there's so many builds, there's so many bosses, there's so many dungeons to explore. And you could argue, like, yeah, there's a lot of repetitiveness when it comes to enemies and dungeons and yada, yada, yada. But I'm like, still, it's a product at such an enormous fucking scale that it deserves a price and it deserves the award that it got. I would say that's the case for Shadow of the Earth 3 too, with the exception of Game of the Year, of course. Every Souls game gave us a queuing system for PvP, yeah. Moral of the story is this. Expedition 333 does not win Game of the Year. I'm rioting.